questions and answers here, until they ask us to leave.
Okay. The question is, I understand. My understanding of the notice of demand. Once you've already sent a credit bond to them, it puts them in a catch-22 situation. They can't go either way with it, as far as you know.
Okay. The question is that now you're not speaking of a silver bond, right? My understanding is that they will say or act like they can't do anything with it, and that's what they write back to us all the time, that they don't recognize it, but just demand for them and see if they will. If they will, then they're telling the truth. The majority of the time they won't, because they've already monetized it, and it's stamped all over the place by the Federal Reserve System that it's been monetized, and they've got it in some file somewhere, in some filing cabinet.
They've already used it, though.
That's right.
Is the second notice you're talking about?
Okay, you're asking is a second notice. Okay, the silver bond is a declaration for a sovereign to protect the sovereign's living soul, flesh and blood body. All right? Otherwise, the sovereign's living soul, flesh and blood body is the collateral for the straw man. Sorry. All right? Now, the question is what do we do with the other bond to allow them to discharge the charge? We haven't gotten that far yet, but I think we already know what the bond looks like. Just write a bond and say, here you go, here's my energy. You could actually just put the word bond up there and put your ink there. Give it to them. They can actually take that and go and get energy from it. They can get the discharge. Absolutely. That's true. You might want to put a tracking number there, which is a Social Security number.
Or registered mail, right?
Always registered mail. Registered mail is signifying, in the world of commerce, the sea of commerce, is signifying that they are all foreign to our venue. It's international. We are not domiciled. Certified mail is saying that we are domiciled within their system, that we are a debtor. Well, we're fiction.
Second notice saying
Registered mail. That's okay. Sovereign can't make a mistake, because you can always do a declaration in the form of a mistake affidavit. All right?
There's two questions.
Yeah.
Got a question over here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, my question was, and you might have answered it just now, is how did you create this bond? Did you say, was that your answer?
There's different examples out there, and yes, Rice McLeod has some very excellent examples.
And you said as long
I'm
as
sorry? Yeah. Go ahead and bring that, Walt. Walt has a very excellent example of the silver bond on this, and I don't know that you have just the regular bond without the silver, right? But Rice McLeod does, and there's other people out there. And like I said, all they're looking for is the energy, which is your ink. That's all they need. And if you have the word bond, hey, you put the straw man's name, put bicolon under reserve, give them the ink, and they can take that and they can go and. That's right. Now, the Rices and some other people, they have wording in it, but they're fictions. They can't read. They don't exist. I don't even know what they're doing, even taking it to the credit society. They can't do anything. It's the agents, the living souls behind these corporate fictions, acting in their corporate fiction capacity, that are doing everything. And they think that they're not vulnerable that way. I'm telling you, they are all vulnerable. If they don't uphold their oath of office to uphold the corporate charter, our public servants are fictions, and we put them in, we can take them out. We don't want to take out the office. We want to take out the unjust servant, the unjust living soul that is hiding and operating ruthlessly as a rogue in that office. They are supposed to operate and not violate the rights of the people. Now, if they do, they can't hide behind that corporate fiction. The big corporate fiction will roll over. They'll get them out. If the corporate charter of the big corporation is going to be jeopardized, they'll take that agent out. You see it all the time. They're doing it in their own system. Sheriffs and police chiefs and mayors and county clerks, whatever it may be, they're taking them out. Yeah, attorney generals. One of them of Texas, the former one, is in prison right now. Okay, would you use same acceptance for value technique for taxes and property? we are exempt. It's our exemption. Thank you very much. How many times have you used my copyright? My deeded copyright. It's my intellectual property in commerce. You put it into the record. By the way, the record is the common law. The filings is the fictional side. When you record something with a county recorder that wears two hats, the county recorder's hat is hidden underneath the county clerk's hat. But we, the people, we vote in a county recorder. And they always have a record number along with the filing number. Is this better than sending a bond? Know one thing. It freezes the whole system up. Now, whether that's better for them, I don't think it is. Because they have a charge now. It's like a battery. It's all charged, ready to explode, and they can't do anything with it. Well, they can. They can expunge it. They can throw it out and just write it off at the back end of the year on the charge off. They can charge it off in the charge off market. All right. So you're hearing these terms. Have you ever heard these terms before on TV and all that? The charge off market and buying bad debt and you know student loans and car loans and medical loans and all this, and you buy them for pennies on the dollar. Where do you think those notes came from? They came from big corporations or banks, which are corporations that charge it off. They're going to get the write-off one way or the other. They're either going to get paid in the front with a promise to pay, or they're going to take it off at the end, in the back end. They're getting their payment, and then over and above that, they'll sell it for pennies on the dollar. If everybody has not received this, let's pass these around again and make sure that they receive it. I think it's pretty good theory. Yes, Ron. How do you copyright your name when there are 1,000 other John Smiths? Does your copyright cover only you or all of them? Very good question. There's only one number for your corporate fiction straw man. And if anybody else is using that number, it's called identity theft. All right? But I can guarantee you, if people are out there and they haven't used it, all right, they haven't copyrighted, copy claimed, and you have it, it's first come, first serve. So how many John Smiths are there out there? How many John A. Smiths are there out there? How many John Allen Smiths are there out there? Probably a few. But does every single one have the same birth date, which is their birthright? Does every single one have the same Social Security number, which is their tracking number for their corporate fiction straw man name? No. They all have different numbers, don't they? So what are you doing? You're copyrighting the number as well. You're copyrighting the birth certificate number as well. You're copyrighting everything that is attached. All liens, levies, anything that's attached. All adhesion contracts, any contracts. The birth certificate is usually is considered the very first contract in commerce. It's the birth of a corporation when the living soul is birthed. And then after the living soul is birthed, the parents, the mother is the informant. She gives the name. The father gives the name. All right. When they give the name, now they give over, without power of attorney from that baby, is the rightful owner now. When my parents, my living soul parents, gave me my given appellation, my one given appellation, I didn't give them power of attorney to give it over to a corporate fiction called the state of Florida, and to give it to the governor and let him, sell it to the Department of Commerce. I didn't do that. I didn't say, excuse me, let me have the pen here. I want to sign the contract. So what they do? To get my seal, they put ink on the bottom of my feet and they put it on the contract. And said, oh, there's the sovereign. The sovereign is okayed it. That's like putting your thumbprint on the bottom corner of it. That was not full disclosure. I didn't understand what was going on. Meaning I did not stand under what was going on. That's what they're saying. Do you understand the charges that are brought against you? It's not you. Charges can only be brought against a corporate fiction. What do you answer? I don't understand. What were you saying? I'm not standing under those charges. That's what they're saying to us. Yes? Okay. You can always add, back a few years ago, I wanted to put some more material into my copyright, and I didn't know how to do it. I went to several people and that had been using this, and nobody had been doing this. And I don't know if I was the first one. Maybe other people have. I don't know. But I just prayed about it, and the Holy Spirit told me, just put an addendum. Reference the original recording number of the original copyright. So if you haven't copy claimed your name, you can do an addendum and you can copy claim that. If you haven't put it as a trademark as well, you can do that. You can add that as an addendum. There's no limit to what you can do. You're sovereign. You're not operating under these fictions. You're not the fictions. So you are not under their jurisdiction. Jurisdiction, diction of juris. Juris meaning law or legal. Diction means language. Yes, if I have time. I don't know if I have time. I want to say here that this is Walter Check. See, there he is right there. That's him. Speak, Walter, speak. That's not. That's a picture of Walter Check. It's a fiction. It's not him. It's ink on a piece of paper. And this is his CD, and you can get it from. Go ahead and tell me what the website is.
Right now, sweetspirittexas.org. But right now, the website is being worked on.
Okay, sweetspirittexas.org. Okay, how are we doing on time?
We're almost out of tape.
We're almost out of tape. Real quick question.
Well, it's not really a question, it's more like a statement. You can copyright the name of other people, of the other corporation. If they don't have the worry and the feeling of the session strong enough to record their own name, you can record
You're right.
somebody else's name.
Yes, you're right. And it's being done. It's being done very successfully. Public servants do not have a DBA. And I believe that the reason that the fictions are not doing DBAs, or the living souls behind the fictional office are not doing DBAs, that's a tacit admittal of being a fiction. Doing business as a fiction. So the question was, can you do others? Well, let's get back to the golden rule. Would you want someone doing that on you?
No.
All right. So you shouldn't do it on other people. But if you have a public servant that's trying to injure you, and he needs to be taken out of that office, you can do it in connection with the office name as an identifier that this is who you're talking about. You don't copyright the office of the mayor. You copyright such and such a person doing business as mayor such and such a person. Yes, I think we need to go, right?
Oh, no, I was asking if they want some water or tea or something. No.
Okay, are we doing okay on time?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It's fine.
thank you. So let me ask you a question. To be continued?
Yes.
Do you want it to be continued? We can talk more about this.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And I think next time, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm kind of new to all this. But
Yeah.
This is a question that I don't know if it applies, but say I have my friend that comes here and he's here from Canada and he's here 8 months. Can he operate as a sovereign?
I didn't understand.
Okay. The question is, suppose
From here.
Okay. Suppose there's a friend that comes from another country and comes into this country. The question is, can he operate as a sovereign? I believe we are all born sovereign. When we begin to breathe, we are operating as a sovereign. All right?
So there's no boundaries or borders for us.
Correct. What we're doing is we're putting the fictional system on notice that we are their sovereign. Otherwise, they won't believe it. They think we're some corporate fiction just like they are. Yeah.
The IACA, which is the parent group which records all of the Uniform Commercial Code documents. The IACA, just punch it up on your Google.
What does that stand for, Joe? The IACA, which records all Uniform Commercial Code documents.
Something recording
Okay.
association. In any event, it's an international organization, and it deals with all English-speaking countries: United States, Canada, Great Britain, Australia, the territories, and New Zealand. So all those people are under British contract, common law, codified with the UCC. And you'll find a little lady that runs it up in Canada, where she lives.
Well, I had some friends and they were, I think they called themselves commoners or something in Canada. And I know they drive their cars with no license, no registrations on them. And I guess one of our friends got pulled over and he said to the cop, "You're dismissed, servant." Well, they took him to jail, but they had to let him go.
It's all a matter of words, and what we really need to start learning is the language of commerce. Because they know the language of commerce, and the attorneys, they twist the words. And any bar attorney, which is British Accredited Regency attorney, is twisting the English language. And that's why I mentioned a moment ago, do you understand the charges? Well, the charges can only be on a corporate fiction. So you say, no, I don't understand. I'm just here to find out who has a claim against me. Claims are from sovereigns to sovereigns. Yes?
Can you mention something about what's going on in Abilene, Northwest? Some people don't know about it.
Well, there's a city out here in West Texas. The question is, can I mention something about what's going on out in West Texas? The Living Soul servants, because they're acting in the capacity of a public servant, have been in dishonor for a long time, just like many of these municipal corporations and many of the state corporations and many of the federal corporations worldwide. All right? Most. And it's getting rampant. The question is, can I mention something about that? Well, I can just tell you we're right in the midst of it, and it's working. And the man that is the one that's signing by colon for all these documents, we are continuing to coach him to stay in honor. Never argue, never dialogue once you've fired. When you fire an attorney or you fire a public servant, the fiction doesn't exist. That Living Soul operating DBA, doing business as this fiction, doesn't exist. And on top of that, the title ownership has changed now from the big state corporation to